Morning everybody, happy Friday. I've got my coffee and my pattern instructions. I'm just sitting here in our green room away from the kittens because they get into absolutely everything and want to crawl all over you first thing in the morning. And it's Friday, it's early, it's 10 to 7 and I would just like to drink my coffee. So last night I managed to read a lot of the pattern. There are techniques in here that I have done before, including a favourite of Westnet's. But there is something that I'm really excited about. He has put welts in. I really love welts. I've only done them once before, and that was on a gnome. I can't remember the pattern name, and it was by Imagine Landscapes. I had such great fun with that gnome, and that gnome was gifted to a lady who I used to see on a regular basis as part of a charity. She was overjoyed with it, and it was so lovely to be able to give it away as a gift. But I do enjoy welts, and I have always eyed up the, it's the Pingu. The Pingu is a little penguin. I'll put the name. Panono, Penguin. Oh gosh, absolutely rubbish. Completely forgotten the name. I've even got the pattern in my library. But there is one of Stephen West's cardigans, jumpers that has a welt in it. So I don't think I'm giving anything away that there's welts in there. I've stayed away from social media. It's a struggle. I want to go on Instagram and have a look at all the lovely things, but I am trying to stay away. Hopefully, if I get some time during lunch today, or probably this evening, definitely over the weekend, I'll make a good start. But the pattern is 16 pages long, so whether I'll get to the end before the next clue, I don't know. Team embrace my pace, as they say. I hope you're enjoying the MCAL. Have you made a start? Yolanda has done a quick short yesterday and has showed us the colours and which order they're going to be in. So I think we're both at the same stage. Let's see what this weekend brings. Put some information in the comments. Let us know how you're getting on. Okay, bye. Okay, I am progressing. I'm on to the next section of my shawl, and this is the wrong side of the fabric. When you make welts, it's very similar to, I suppose, a folder cuff. You need to pick up some stitches across this section here to create the fold, but I'm not too sure which is the best stitch to pick up from on this side. So this is my first time of actually now watching the Stephen West video, just so I can get an idea of what stitch is the best one to pick up from. I know how many stitches that we need across. Maybe I'll just give it a go myself. I know how many we need. The only problem is I want to have a look at the fabric, because do we pick up the 2 purl stitches from a colour and the original colour, or just one of these purl stitches? I'm not too sure. Okay, still early doors. I've gone wrong with my brioche somewhere. Oops, let's bring that back. I'm not exactly sure where, so I'm going to think back to the very beginning. I haven't watched Stephen West video. The problem I have with brioche is always this after the first 3 slip stitches. I get confused sometimes with the yarn overs and which ones knit together, and it causes some issues then further down the line. Fortunately, it's happened on this section because there's less stitches to deal with. Right.
I'm also not going to swap to the easier option. I actually love this colour together. I think it looks great. So I really want to carry on with the brioche. So I'm going to take back all the way to the very beginning. Start again. I'm also going to watch Stephen's video at this point because he may give us some helpful hints about what to do in this first section.
Okay, it's Sunday afternoon. Kind of an epic fail in terms of MCAL progress. I've just been for a bike ride. I've got a new bike. It's not new. eBay, recycle. I just needed to get to and from work. I just wanted to see how long it was, so I've done that this morning. Then I had to do some shopping. I might be interrupted in a minute. Just done some shopping. I don't have a feeling that I'm going to be ready for any knitting for the rest of the day. So I'm just going to show you what progress I have made, which is not very much because I had to rip back. My brioche went completely wrong. I had to rip back all the way to the very beginning. And now this is where I've got to so far. Yeah, that's it. Just done the first scallop edge and then the welt. I've put a lifeline in ready for the brioche. And off we go. I used the previous welt piece of yarn, and this time round I did it a little bit looser so I could pick up on this edge, but that meant that I had to use double the amount. Well, I had to use an extra piece of yarn, which you can see here I added in, so it always creates a double looking piece. But hopefully with that on the front, and it's the first part of the shawl, you won't actually see that because the welt, once it's squashed down, will hide that little section here. Okay, whether or not I'll make any more progress today, I have no idea, but we shall see. I know that Yolanda is doing significantly better than me. Her brioche has actually worked and she's on that section rather than me having to have ripped it all out and started again. But them's the breaks. Embrace your pace. How are you getting along?